Ohio gozaimasu, everybody. Billy, nice seeing you, as usual. You doing good, my brother? Hell. So today the Labour Party put out a new policy for energy. Fresh Stream, yeah, literally just started. Oh, Jordan, hey, how's it going on? Fresh Stream, yeah, you caught on very early. You're second. I am loyal like you. You have many IQ. Biggest. So yeah, the Labour Party put out their energy policy. So we're gonna go over that today. I'm gonna first watch this video, then I'm gonna actually read over the policy itself. I have zero IQ, 0 channel points. This fucking guy.
In just the last 2 years. That's something that every Kiwi household is feeling the consequences of. Solar energy provides a renewable, cheap form of electricity generation for Kiwi households, but up until now, the big barrier has been being able to finance that up front so that households can benefit from the savings of that. Today I'm announcing Solar Saver, which is Labour's comprehensive approach to accelerating solar installations across the country and making sure that more families can benefit from that. Solar Saver is a comprehensive policy. There's a number of parts to it. First, we're going to expand the range.
If I talk like I'm drunk, that's because I thought wine was grape juice and chugged the entire bottle. Okay. Okay, no wonder no wonder you're not an IQ haver.
Of financing options. We recognise that banks currently provide some financing options. We're also going to extend financing through the ratepayer assistance scheme and through the lines companies as well, and making it possible for lines companies to finance solar installations. We're going to be providing a kickstart grant to low and middle income households of up to $3,000 to help them with the transition to solar renewable energy. We're going to be focusing on the workforce, making sure that we've got the people we need to do the installations that we need. We're also going to be allowing for plug-in solar. That's going to help particularly renters bring their solar panels with them to their rental property, plug them straight into the power point and be able to enjoy the benefits of that straight away.
Very quiet everything. What does that even mean, Aliana? Volume up, I think. Well, on the video or on me or both? Or both? Video? Both? Okay, I'll do a little bit on the mic.
All
right, that should be good. That should be good.
Megan Woods to share some more details of the policies with you, and then we'll open up for questions.
Well, thank you very much, Chris, and thank you very much to everybody who's made this happening, and including the homeowner who's let us gather outside.
Quick question: what times do you stream in my time zone? If you know, well, I stream 4 p.m. NZT, give or take. So what would that be in 4 p.m. NZT? It would roughly be 5 a.m. in the United Kingdom, give or take. So make of that what you will.
House here today, because at the core of the problem, this policy, the policy this seeks to solve is a very simple one. Solar power can save families money, but it's out of reach for most New Zealanders. As Chris has said, most New Zealanders can't access funding through their bank to make the savings on their power bills via savings. In fact, 4 out of 5 households can't access that bank finance. Sometimes that's because the loan
She looks like a hyper-realistic silicone mask. Okay.
repayments are too high, and sometimes it's because the homeowner doesn't have sufficient equity in their home,
Look,
and renters are
we're politically partisan on this Twitch chat, okay? No shit talking by queens and kings. Okay? Idea for a Detroit emo with Cuba. Yeah, I need to do this. I need to get the fucking the Cuba with the laser eyes, like hitting the Australian flag or something, and just call it destroyed.
completely out of luck with the current packages that are available. So our Solar Saver changes that by introducing the new financing options for more New Zealanders regardless of where you live. It's a comprehensive solar package, and it allows for 2 new options, new choices for renters and also neighbourhood groups. That one of the things that we know is really important for making sure
I believe positive too. Yeah, that's why I like you in chat. Or have a cassowary as a prepare for attack. Yeah, I'm definitely the problem is I ran out of slots for basic emotes, so you guys gotta deal with that. Jordan's the only one who's gonna get access to any of the new emotes after this.
that everybody, including renters, can have the benefit of solar as community batteries. So within this package, there is also an expansion of the community battery project.
The power of the sub.
So let's break it down. The first new financing option is a loan through local lines companies. Lines companies own the poles and wires that we see.
Me Cuba tweaking emote. I would sub, but I'm a lazy cub. You are. This guy can't even fucking join a Discord. Twerking. What I could do, I can get like I could make a Kiwi twerking thing. The animated emotes are so much more harder to do, and I am the least creative person that I know in my life. Laser Kiwi.
Around us.
So yeah, it'll take me some time to do that.
When households install solar and batteries, they take some of the load off the network carried through these lines, meaning that the more solar and batteries line companies can defer or avoid costly network upgrades. Lines companies have a stake in helping families go solar, but today's rules get in the way of them doing that. We will.
I was describing what I'm saving up for a second, but hey, look, priorities, okay? Get those gloves, and then you can sub, because I'm not broke, but it's just a loyalty thing. Ooh, Streamfly.
We'll change those rules so that networks can back household-owned
So
solar and batteries on fair and affordable terms. The loan is attached to the property, not the person's, and repayments are collected through a dedicated charge on the property that will appear on the power bill. The second option, which you may have heard of, is the Ratepayer Assistance Scheme, and this is the low-interest loan administered through councils and repaid through people's rates bills. Like the lines companies, RAS loans are linked to your property, so if you sell your home, it transfers to the new owner. Participation in both schemes are completely voluntary for councils and for lines companies, but the new rules will allow for those who want to offer these products to do so. For renters, Labor will make plug-in balcony.
They should add an infection amount of free emotes. Well, I think how it works in Twitch, you're given like 5 free emote slots for followers, and then as you get more subs, like if you hit certain like goals, you get access to more free emotes for your followers. So it's like I've got the 5 slots right now, and then like the other slots are for subscribers, from what I understand.
Solar available for the first time. They are safe, portable solar panels.
The fucking money spread, emote spread.
Socket. A standard kit can save a renter around $300 to $400 a year, depending on where they live.
Need more subs so I can sub. True. You gotta convince other schmucks to give me their money so then you could not pay me money. Number 1 emote spread. True. 2 IQ hammer. I just want the free emoers. I look, I'm gonna be real with you. The emotes I've put, in my opinion, okay, the freeloader emotes are the best. The ones I'm gonna add for the subbing one is the Kiwi Laser Destroy thing, and I want to add a W, name it Fat W, so we add a W, and at the end of the 2 W's, there'll be just bellies on them. That'll be the Fat W emote. Yo man, what's your flux set up in Angry Birds 2? Your mother. Your mother's the best at destroying things. She's that big. Yellow Bird and Angry Bird.
For those who need a little help getting started, Solar Saver includes a kickstart grant of up to $3,000 available to low and middle income households. That's more than enough to cover the cost.
Look, I'm above all of you. I don't play Angry Birds, okay? I used to. I'm a bad piggies enjoyer, okay? My mom is not Terrence, maybe your grandma more.
Of a plug-in unit, or to reduce the size of the loan that you need to take on. Depending on the mix, it's expected to benefit around 25,000 New Zealanders who have previously been locked out of solar solutions. Additionally, as I mentioned, we'll invest $30 million in a new community battery fund to help neighbourhoods, marae, councils and charity install sheer solar batteries. A community battery soaks up power from the local rooftops during the day and feeds it back when people needs it most, at peak times, or increasingly when the network goes down. It works just like a home battery, but it's shared across an entire neighbourhood or area, so everybody shares the savings, panels or not. All of this will be accessed through Eka's new one-stop shop. Just log on, get quotes from accredited installers and get matched with the best options for your situation. The grants, loan schemes and Eka support will all be up and running within 12 months of taking office, and the rollout will support thousands of new jobs across the country. Solar Saver will cost $160 million over 4 years, funded by repurposing the government's Gas Security of Supply Fund. National has chosen expensive fossil fuels that won't lower anybody's bill. Labor is choosing smarter investment with Solar Saver. Labor is all about better jobs, affordable healthcare and household bills you can actually pay. Solar Saver will help more Kiwis cut the cost of their power bills. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Megan.
How did you come to these figures, both in terms of the cost of the policy of that 160 million and of how much it'll cost in terms of that rollout of it?
Thank you. So in terms of the cost and how it is broken down, the $160 million, $20 million is in there as an underwrite for the lines companies to de-risk those loans. Then we have a package of $77 million, which will be the grant scheme that will be paid out to people to help them either with buying, or up to $3,000 to either buy the plug-in solar or to reduce the loan they take on. Then there is the $7 million investment into the RAS scheme, which is the equity investment from government to make them a partner. So that the figures are all relatively simple in terms of what the costs will be, and that's all broken down in the policy docs.
How will the plug-in work for renters when it comes to, do they have to seek permission from the landlords? What regulations are you going to have to change?
So that is part of the package that needs to be changed. And I'd like to add, could have been changed any time in the last 2.5 years. We've seen it happening all around the world. This is quite a standard piece of equipment throughout Europe. Germany has taken it up in droves. One of the changes potentially will be to the Residential
I'm not going to make the joke.
Tenancies Act in terms of giving renters the right to plug it in.
Do we have enough of the plug-in systems and enough solar panels in the country if demand is high for this scheme?
So we don't have enough of the plug-in systems because they're illegal in New Zealand at the moment. The first order of business is making them legal, but there are a number of retailers who do want to start bringing them in. We're already seeing portable batteries become very standard pieces of equipment around the place now, that we need to change the settings so people can start selling them. But yes, supply chains in terms of the solar panels, this is something we've been talking to the industry about.
Hammerburn Highway. Yeah, because Ganju, for the faults he has, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. The greatest. Comes in, gives me his deranged questions, and then he leaves. Like a real Giga Chad. Good boy.
What we need to do to gear up, both in terms of the workforce, which Chris touched on, but also the supply chains. But there's nothing like demand.
What I will do, like, I'll either do it today or I'll do it on Saturday. But I'll also make some customized like loyalty point stuff. Because I know right now all you can do is redeem it to highlight your shit, but I wanna add some stuff for that too, so that you people who aren't subbing can also get access to like emotes when it comes to channel point stuff. I think I can do something like that. Well, you know, they're very cute. This fucking guy. If you're the Homelander, then I would maybe have good questions.
And a secure pipeline of work to make sure we've got what we need.
Sorry, so are the plugins illegal or are they just not regulated for at the moment?
Well, they're not legal under our regulations.
Import them and bring them in if you're an owner of a house?
No, they're not legal under our current regulations. Changes have to be made, as they have in every other country, in order for them to be used, and our commitment is to get on with that and do that work.
Why is that? Has there just not been any interest in them, or are they banned? I mean,
Well, the current government has not done the work that other countries have to make these usable in New Zealand.
Why should voters see this as a mere matching of National's policy?
We haven't just taken someone else's work and put our logo on it.
Whoa, fucking got him! Holy shit, Queen. No, yeah, because National's policy was literally, we'll just give you a cheaper loan. Lamau do it. Well, this is like a whole comprehensive thing where they've got like grants and they've got different funds and they're doing little tax deductibility programs and shit. I've seen in one dictionary they've added Goislov as a slur, where there should be censored or something. Yeah, well, to be fair, like it's like it basically is, because like the idea is that it's like a whole anti-Semitic thing. Like it's one of those things where like you can say it in like a non-offensive way, but like anybody who actually uses the word Goislov like unironically, like it is a problem.
What you'll see is, in terms of the residential assistance scheme, it's one component, but we've been thinking far more broadly. How can we work with the lines companies? What can we do to broaden the finance options that are available to people? But fundamentally, how do we get more people to have solar? What we don't want to see is a whole group of New Zealanders who need the savings the most locked out of this. And we've worked really hard to think about the issues around how do we help renters. And
I've seen this Aiden Ross clip on IQ, don't really watch him usually. Aiden Ross and the word Aiden Ross and IQ should never be put together. That guy is like the definition of like mental deficiency. Like I think there's a clip of him in Destiny where like Destiny was trolling with him, talking about like this like the second like version of Mein Kampf and how it's like OnlyFans being a sin or something, and Aiden fell for it. It was like the most stupid shit ever. Aiden Ross is a high IQ Jewish. Hey, what's going on, Alba? How's it doing, brother?
how do we help some of the people that struggle the most with their power bills? This is fundamentally different than what National is offering.
It's important to note too, with the lines companies being able to offer...
Use rage baiting? Aiden doesn't have the capacity to rage bait. Alright, Aiden is an OG clip chimper because he literally is that stupid. Are you easily baitable? It honestly depends. Sometimes I am, because I get really invested into a topic, but like I'm a big fucking meme lord. That's just for the racist. Did you watch some information? I watched some of it. There's a good... We can actually... What I'll do once I finish some of my New Zealand politics stuff, Alba. There's a good English video by a channel called TLDR News. They do a lot of good European news, and it's like an 8-minute video you can watch on him. I cannot deal with... To be fair, I don't blame you, Billy. Rage bait is truly... It's called rage bait for a reason. He knows some chud would be pissed off, so he'd be like, nah, I'm telling you, like, Aiden is just retarded. Alright? There are, like, I would say, for example, Neon, like, I think he's a kick streamer, I don't think he's on Twitch anymore, but Neon is, like, I would say he's playing, like, a character. But, like, Aiden is genuinely retarded. Yeah, right, because he's talking, yeah. We'll watch that video soon, Alba. I thought New Zealand politics was a bunch of birds sitting around his house. Yeah, look at this guy, he's a bird, look at him. An absolute bird. Who wouldn't date this man?
To households, particularly those in isolated areas, it can be a double saving because it can also offset the need for lines companies to add extra capacity into more isolated areas, which can be very expensive. Those households ultimately end up paying for that. Instead, if they're financing solar and batteries locally, they can avoid having to do that. So it's good for the lines companies because they don't have to put a whole lot of extra capacity into more isolated areas.
Can you look up the Reddish? So you think Jewish people can be like you? Yes, Gandhi, believe it or not, they can. Don't worry. I don't want to monopolize the stream. Yeah, don't worry. Well, as I said, we'll do my local politics stuff first, and I'll move on. Their whole thing is IQ. Anyone can be a IQ. No, the problem is, Ganju, the Nazis have this very funny thing where like the Jews are the enemy, and they're like absolutely like they cannot like run a civilization, but they're also the most highest. Like it's the like my enemy is the strongest and the weakest thing possible. It's the most stupid shit ever. All right, here you go. Here you go, Billy. Wow. Such an immaculate looking bird. Look at this. Amazing. Look at this bird, dude. Holy shit! Look at him. He's pogging. He's bird pogging. So what's going on in your country? Nothing much. Just we're just like a lot of policies coming out from our Labour Party. Kiwi is better, true. So the Labour Party's come out with a policy for solar energy, for giving grants and stuff like that to the people. Right, I get bird poggy my when. You know, I might actually add that, but you'll have to sub to use any fun. But yeah, mostly just energy stuff right now, Alba.
But it's good for the people in those isolated areas because they save twice. They save on extra lines charges, but they also save on the solar.
Can you see though how it could be seen by voters as being very similar to the National Party policy that they...
Not at all. This is a stupid fucking question. Whoever said this question in the game, just like, oh, it's a stupid fucking because National's entire policy was just we're going to give people cheaper loans. This is like a whole different thing. There's grants. They're talking to the alliance companies. They're setting up whole funds. Like it is not even the same.
announced a couple of weeks ago.
No. I mean, look, the National Party's policy only deals with a small part of this, which is the ratepayer assistance scheme, where they've basically taken the work that Rewiring Aotearoa did. It's good work, and they've put the National Party's logo on it.
Yeah, they're smoking. They're just smoking National in this fucking interview.
This is a much more comprehensive policy, including dealing with plug-in solar, including dealing with community batteries, dealing with the workforce issues, which the current government have had nothing to say about, and actually helping people navigate the system. So by putting ECA in that coordinating role, we can actually help people, you know, get their solar installations easier. It's a one-stop shop. It'll help them.
Will you ever do an MC stream? I'm guessing you're saying Minecraft, right? Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure Jordan knows about this in chat, but it depends on Regan, one of my mates. Because I want to set up like a whole Minecraft realm thing with some friends, but it just depends on who wants to be online or whatever. Because like, yeah, but I'm willing to do it. I think anyone who can genuinely reflect or be self-ironic like Aiden Ross when he's criticized, considering a word goy slop is offensive, is nonsense. Nah, like, I'm telling you, Aiden Ross is just retarded. There's literally, like, I don't know what to tell you, Ganju, like, watch any of his shit, he is genuinely retarded. It's only me, or I feel the video is low, or maybe it's just me and I don't understand, just me. Low as in volume, Alba? Is it too quiet for you? Yeah, volume low? Oh, volume's pretty up. Maybe I can turn it up more.
Identify the best options for their household. So we've covered off every aspect, whereas the National Party just picked up some work some other people had done.
If demand is high, won't that drive up the cost of solar panels and end up costing households more, having to buy
You're welcome.
more?
That hasn't been the case in other countries. In fact, if you look at Australia, the opposite's happened.
Yeah, like in Australia, in like South Australia, there's a lot of solar panel programs that have been going on. It's made energy very cheap there, so it's just like brain dead. Is it me, or do some of these people look like they're bald and herring at the same time? Wait, he's old as hell. Chris Kipling is a pretty young guy in politics specifically. She's probably pretty young. Only 2 clips of Aiden Ross I've seen were this one and when he did the jiu-jitsu training and called it jiu-jitsu. How old is he? Chris Hipkins? I think he's in his 40s. How old is Chris Hipkins? He's 47. So he's not that old, like, for a politician. Like, there's so many politicians that are, let's just say, a little bit older than that.
As installation has scaled up, the price per install has come down. So there is real potential for us to achieve the same outcome here in New Zealand.
Do you think in a year you'll be able to get the regulations changed to bring in the new battery powers, make sure there's enough solar panels for house, make sure there's enough people trained in doing that, isn't it?
47. He is like just born in politics. Well, yeah. Well, in New Zealand, like we actually have a pretty big range of people. Like there's some really old people, and like there's pretty young people too. Like I think one of our Green Party leaders is like in her 20s. I'm 8 years, half years old as him, I think. 8 years, oh yeah. But think about it though, Billy. This guy is like 17 years older than you, give or take, and he doesn't know what a reddish ergot is. So you've got that on him.
Isn't that a big ask in 12 months? Plus get councils on board with the ratepayer assistance scheme.
Yeah,
Lions company on board. That's quite a lot in 12 months.
Cards on the table, the regulatory side of things we're confident we can do. It is going to be workforce that's going to be the big issue here. That's likely, if people have to wait a while to get their solar installed, it's the most likely reason will be workforce, which is why we've put quite a heavy emphasis on that in the policy that we've announced today around training up the workforce.
Spit your shit,
training
King.
them up quickly.
Let us know.
So through micro-credentialing, for example, we can increase the workforce faster than if we use traditional.
You need to think this man is more younger. Maloney, she has 40. Maloney's 49? Jesus, I would have thought she was younger. Say you stinky. Okay.
Ways of doing that. We're already short of electricians now. The apprenticeship boost announcement that I made
expects
last
you
week
stinky.
will help with that.
True.
Because if you're subsidising trainee electricians for 2 years rather than for 1 year, that'll help to retain more of those apprentices and get them to the workforce faster.
If the number of people take this up as you expect, how many people do you need in the workforce? And how many do we have now?
Again, that will very much depend on demand. We don't have an estimate of the number. We know that we're, I think it's about 600 electricians short already. 6,000 electricians short already. So we need to train more electricians. But there'll be other.
Think about it. If someone walks
well.
up to you, calls stinky, wouldn't be bad. Because of politics showing an aspect young is important, but also in Italy, for us, we can see she is 50 years old. Well, fair enough, Albert. But as I said, honestly, in politics, like if you're from the ages of 40 to 60, that's pretty young in politics. Like relatively, political age is different than actual age.
Micro-credentialing means you can potentially have a mixed workforce of people who can do part of this work and help to accelerate that process. So that's why we've set out a comprehensive workforce strategy.
But also we have good food, you know. Okay, all right, okay, Alba, I see.
In like any program, we need to scale this up. We need to build.
Oh, you want to get Mexico? Sweet. Who are you guys facing next? Is it the States next? England's great. Honest to God, you guys have fucked up everything except breakfast. The only good thing about English food is breakfast. That thing that you have fire breakfast. We won 2-3 against Mexico, yeah.
The capacity. Not having the workforce is not a reason not to do it. It's a reason for a government to say we're going to back up.
We made chicken tikka masala? No, an Indian made chicken tikka masala. He was just in England at the time. And also, chicken tikka masala is like already kind of a thing. They just kind of anglicized it when they got to England. By that I mean they lowered the spices and changed the cooking method. Okay, but it's our national dish. Yeah, it is. We're taking over. We're reverse colonizing. Soon, instead of beans on toast, you'd have rajma on toast.
People to get into these well-paid jobs that are going to be there for a long time. I think one of the things that you would have seen if you're asking the differences
fried chicken,
with
not
national
joking.
package,
Yeah.
there's no mention of that workforce. We've been thinking.
Yeah, the Scottish, but yeah, well, that's why it came out of Kentucky, the States, because a lot of Scots settled Appalachia. So there's a lot of influence from that.
All the way through this, how do we have the skilled labour that we need?
Which is why also the Americans do fried chicken better, because anything that went from England to America just became 10 times better. Whereas the Americans just have a fat W. I'm sorry, the Yankee world order will remain. We made mac and cheese. Yeah, true. But again, the Americans do better. I don't know what to tell you.
In order to do this, it is absolutely part of our thinking.
Is the grid ready for an influx?
Look, as a Commonwealth child, okay, you and me just have to admit it, okay? The Yanks win, okay? The Yankee world order is here, and we have to accept it.
Yes, and one of the pieces of work we've been doing.
Big talk with the penal
the,
colony. That's not wrong. That's the cringe continent next to us, okay? We're an island of racial harmony. The Treaty of Waitangi, making the colonialists and the Maori, they came together. All right, Australia is the colony for criminals. Yeah, Australia is a country, true.
Lines companies is actually how this can be good for the grid. So this
Technically,
does
I'm
stop
pretty sure like Australia's basically, isn't it like classified as a continent?
Australia.
Yes, Australia is a continent. Boom, get fucked, get destroyed, Billy. I'm sorry. Your IQ is gone now. Hey Simon, how's it going? As usual, YouTube chat is fucked, so you might want to hop over to Twitch. I believe in Oceania theory. Also, for Maloney, is really important showing herself like the strongest woman and independence, a woman with balls, and she would so mad be called El Premier and not La Premier. She would be made the male version. Okay, so for okay, got you. I forgot. Yeah, the problem is like, bro, I just need to buy Ethernet connection, which will happen like in the next 10 years. Because yeah, I feel bad for Simon and YouTube because like he's a loyal YouTube viewer, but the man has a very delayed stream.
the need to keep building out, whether it's residential or whether it is for our commercial and industrial customers as well. That actually it takes pressure.
I'm a
off
yeah, you're
the
a Twitch
grid.
loyalist.
We of course will work very closely with the lines companies to make sure that we're getting that right. But one of the things that I know will be of great interest to many of the lines companies is the community batteries, because these.
Want to know one stripe I have with you guys? But also you can tell because it's always like perfect on dressing, hair, makeup. Yeah. Well, to be fair, with politicians, aesthetics means a lot. Not just baloney. Like all politicians, that matters. Look at your national emblem. Google it. All right, let's see this.
National emblem.
Yeah, what about it? The silver fern. What do you have a problem with the silver fern? Do you see a single kiwi? But the silver fern, like we have many like things like the silver fern is a big representation of us too. Is a very big native plant over here. Like for example, like the All Blacks have a silver fern, or the All Whites, like our cricket or tennis team or whatever.
Really do have the ability to take peaks off and to store for those times when the grid does go down and you need to be getting power to communities in the ever increasingly extreme weather events we're seeing.
Do you
I think you guys need to add the fern and the bird. Not really, no. You know, because the kiwi is the thing that resides in our heart. You know, we don't need to see it every now and then. Yeah, to some degree, I agree with you, but like, there has to be separation sometimes of the different like national things. I don't think we need to combine them into like one like mega thing.
regret not announcing?
That's like two things you guys are known for besides Lord of the Rings. Like, now to be fair, like what you're telling me is like the Soviet flag should have had the hammer and sickle, plus a woman holding a torch, plus a man holding a hammer. Like you can't like overcrowd it.
Let's say 3 or so weeks ago, before the National Party made their announcement, to avoid any confusion between the two policies?
No. Look, if the National Party wants to try and desperately scramble together announcements to
That'd be
get
kind of
ahead of the work that we've been doing, that's up to them. Ultimately, you know, New Zealanders are going to see that this is a very well-researched, well-developed policy that we've been working on for some time. We've consulted extensively on it, so it wouldn't have been hard for them to find out that we've been working on this. Ultimately, I'm more interested in the substance than in the game of politics.
Rewiring Aotearoa has just put out a release calling this the electric election. Do you think that's a good description of what's going on? We're seeing a bit of a battle over solar and energy prices in general.
Well, I think.
Yeah, of course it is important everywhere, but for example, the right should be in politics of people, so sometimes it can happen. They use aesthetics more like dressing, like people's. Silvani, he has tried his strategy with a meme, but he liked to dress only in sweatshirts because he was searching an aesthetic more near people. I'm glad you single-handedly carried the politics tab besides live ice raids. Yeah, as I said, like it's kind of like a strategy thing because like I used to do just chatting and stuff, but like with the politics tab, especially on weekdays, since not many people stream on it, like whenever people like you, because like the same happened with C Bernie where she was in chat. So like I've got actual statistics for this. People will just like scroll, they'll see me kind of at the top of the politics tab, like what is this guy doing? And then you know, because I'm just a really awesome person, they'll ask me one question and then get absorbed into the community. But But Alba, back to your point. No, I would agree. Like especially right-wing politicians tend to use it. It's actually no, sorry, like extremist politicians, both on the right and the left. Like the left, they'll try to like dress themselves up like the working class, and the right will be like very like kind of fashion oriented to be like very clean or send a message. Like yeah, like aesthetics means a lot to more political extremes.
If you consider the two blocks of parties, those currently in the opposition and those currently in the government, only one of the sides of politics actually has a consistent track record of supporting electrification. The other side is much more interested in supporting fossil fuels. If you want to get the country electrified, then you need to change the government at this year's election, and voting Labour is the best way of achieving that.
Solar is growing in popularity worldwide. In China, it's booming at the moment, basically, in terms of exports of solar panels. Are you concerned that New Zealand might be left behind and demand will be so high around the rest of the world that it'll clog up supply chains and we won't be able to get them here?
No, I mean, we know that there's an abundance of solar panels on the international market at the moment. Now is a really good time to be installing solar. The big constraint is not going to be supply, it's going to be supply of labour, and that's why we've set out the workforce strategy.
But actually making sure that we do get our share of international supply chains, it's important that we have consistent and predictable pipeline.
Want to know a list of countries I visited? Sure, yeah. Yeah, but for the most, the right try to sell themselves. Look, we're like no people. We don't take money from taxes. Yeah, no. Like, don't get me wrong. I know what you're saying, but like, when you're looking at these kind of people who do those kind of things, like, you'll never see like a liberal Democrat, or like a normal conservative, or like an environmentalist do this. It'll always be the socialists or the like the fascists, or like these kind of people like playing around with those kind of things more. Because when you have no policy, you have to do the other things that get people politically attracted to, like fashion or rhetoric or speeches and stuff like that.
Of work, and this is why actually the government getting in there, backing solar and putting it as a priority for New Zealand will ultimately be good for New Zealand.
So yeah, actually, Simon, we're gonna start reading this now. After this video, I just wanted to watch the video, but I'm gonna read upon it and just add it to my notes, so whenever someone wants to debate me on it, I have it ready. But this like because like they brought it up earlier in this interview, like National just like took someone else's idea and like put their name onto it because like it's just like a loan scheme for solar, which is like a very basic and barbaric plan. But like this is like it's more comprehensive from just what I've basically understood.
Accessing the products that it needs to.
Can it be sold back to the grid, or does it only go back to the community batteries?
Oh, it absolutely can be sold back into the grid in terms of the way in which it will work, that you will sell back either to a retailer, you may even sell back to your lines companies. We're seeing some innovation around that now, and we actually see further ways for...
Yeah, sorry, but you know I can't understand well your English, so I keep saying stuff until I can't understand me. I try to tell you, so sorry if I... No, it's fine, don't worry, I understand there's a language barrier. Okay, so France, Spain, Monaco, Moldova, Andorra, China, Chinese Taipei, Hong Kong, Laos, Burma, Nepal, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland. I don't know why you labeled... I know why you said China. Isn't that West Taiwan? It's not really a country. Where's Italy?
People to reduce the payback time on their investment is getting involved in virtual power plants. So this is all about how you can have that two-way flow between the household and the grid. This is part of the solution for our energy system, as well as lowering people's power bills.
In terms of those loans, have you talked to the lines companies about
Yes.
them?
Some.
Are they on
Germany, the Lowlands, Serbia, Italy, Corsica, and Monaco. Okay. I like how you generalized. The Lowlands, but you needed to specifically tell me where, like, the GB you went. You were like Wales, fucking Northern Ireland, but like you're like, oh, just the Lowlands.
on board with it? Are they, given the admin, it will be involved?
So ICA will be the shop front for it. We're not expecting the lines companies to set up a lending arm. That is what the funding is there for ICA, to be the place where someone will go and say, I want some solar panels.
To be fair, there is not much difference. Yeah, there is not really much difference between Wales and Northern Ireland and whatever.
In a battery, and it would be ICA would say this is the right kind of technical kit for your house, and here are some finance options for you. So we have spoken to some lines companies. They can certainly see some merit in it for their networks.
And on that $160 million over 4 years, are you confident you got your numbers right? Or is
Yes.
National going to add this to your hidden bill?
We have our numbers right. It's pretty simple mathematics. There is subsidies for people, that is $77 million. That is up to $3,000 per person. There is a $20 million underwrite. There's money for ICA to set up the shop front. There's nothing complicated about these costings. We are absolutely confident in them.
The basic financial proposition is pretty clear here. The National Party wants to spend money subsidising gas. We want to spend money getting solar panels on people's roofs so that they can experience the benefits that come from that much more quickly than they otherwise will.
I think what National should be talking about in terms of costings is the fact that it is not prioritising New Zealand households and communities to help them get solar into their homes. They're tinkering with some regulations and putting their name on someone else's policy, but they're not actually stumping up and supporting Kiwi households.
They still want to get solar panels on people's houses, as do you. Would you consider working together to get something done before the election?
Absolutely, they could have at any time over the last 2.5 years, and we would have voted for it, as we often do.
Everything that we've set out in our policy is stuff that the National Party could have done at any point.
That's true.
In the last 2.5 years.
That's true.
Welcome their sudden interest in solar, which they haven't had for the last 2.5 years that they've actually been in government and able to do it. But they could go further. They can take the whole policy if they want to, because it's a good policy. It's much better than theirs.
Are you going to go through with the LNG terminal if you're elected?
We've been very clear, no.
Based.
Ultimately, though, the one
King.
thing I haven't said is what we would do with any contract that they may sign between now and then.
And what would you do?
Well, of course, it depends whether they sign a contract, and if so, what the nature of that contract is.
Yeah, because when the contract is signed, then it's kind of harder to renege on it. But if they don't sign a contract, then you could scrap the bloody thing. I'm hoping. Actually, Simon, this is more a question for you. Do you think we should get that contract signed and at least get that thing started? Or do you think the LNG terminal is a completely bad? Because for me, I think it's just a completely bad idea. Fridge Makra. Damn, you're going... What is this? Damn, you're going out to see the world before it ends, yeah. Billy is a... He's a bit of a global chud. A globalist, even.
Just
My
want to
passport
know
ran out.
today.
How did your... Oh, did your passport just expire, Billy? Do you think watching news about politics of your country is brain rot slop slut? Not really, no, because like, if I want to get the most viewers, I should be doing like American politics and stuff, but like I very much care about my local stuff, so it's not really slop. Sorry, I only got half the question. I was distracted. Basically what I was trying to say is that like the LNG terminal, because obviously if National ends up signing a contract, Labour, because they have integrity, are not going to just scrap the thing, so they'll have to actually work around it, try to renegotiate, and at least get it done, but in their own terms. Do you think that the best case scenario would be National actually doesn't get a contract done so Labour can scrap the whole LNG terminal, or do you think we should have the LNG terminal? Because I don't think, actually, I don't have a strong opinion on the LNG terminal. It's more that I think it's not a long-term solution to our energy problems. Yeah, passport expired, and also, I'm banned from visiting some countries. What the fuck did you do, Billy? Or is it because you're military? Is that why? I have a passport from every country I've been to. Oh, base. In the country, honestly, yeah. If there was no contract, Labour should scrap it. Labour generally doesn't scrap things. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, Labour actually has integrity. I was gonna be like, because once there's a contract signed, then they're not gonna scrap the bloody thing. But yeah, I would rather not go through because it's just a project I don't want my tax dollars going to, because it's not gonna secure us energy reliability. It's because like instability. Oh, okay, got you.
Details of the Prime Minister's handing over of some of his security.
My passport was active and slightly better than the passport of Uganda.
What did you think about that?
Wow, what a nice standard for your country, Ganju. Your passport's better than that of Uganda's.
Would you do that if you were Prime Minister?
I thought it was an unusual move. The Prime Minister would need to be across all of those details anyway. It is integral in the job of being...
It was a road in Wellington they opposed, and they ended up finishing it off being built because, yeah, as I said, like I know Labour's history when it comes to contracts. Like they don't do that. Like they're more moral than the National Party when it comes to those kind of things.
Prime Minister, that you need to be on top of those national security concerns. You need to be briefed on those regularly. You need to have that information regularly all of the time.
Global news feels like it's purposely designed to paralyze you into hopelessness, induced apathy. It depends on how you're talking about it, Fridge. But it depends on your outlook on the world, honestly. Because if you're doomer pill to begin with, obviously it's going to keep reinforcing that.
So I'm not sure what extra value they'd be getting by having another minister doing that.
And would you have done that? Would you? Luxon seems to be saying that it was because of his workload that he handed that over. Is the workload of Prime Minister too much to also be Security and Intelligence Minister?
Absolutely not. No other Prime Minister is.
I watch my local news and instantly shut it off because my brain needs like 9 billion thousand sound effects. True. And also bright colors, so true.
Had that difficulty. I think there's something the Prime Minister has not done, which was recommended by the Royal Commission into the March 15 terror attacks, which he should do, which is establish a dedicated national security agency within the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet with a dedicated national security advisor to help oversee and coordinate those things.
He speaks the Empire's mother tongue. Anglais.
The work to do that was in train when he took over the job. He cancelled all of that, hasn't done that. That's still work that needs to be done. The Royal Commission had very good grounds for making that recommendation.
I navigated with Google Translate, so
And
based,
OCR
King.
today, you want to take any bets on what it might be?
I know the about 75% I think.
I like when you do New Zealand news because there's enough people doing you. Yeah, like again, as I said, I only started streaming because I hated the fucking news climate in New Zealand. So I was like, fuck it, let me do it, let me react to it, and then like let me review policy stuff because I'm just majorly autistic like that. But yeah, like obviously, like I'm a big globalist, so like I believe that like global news you should also pay attention to. So like I like doing European news, I like doing US news, but like obviously this is my country, so I like doing my local news specifically. I think I learned the language is a good part of travel. At least local British news is getting a bit funnier. Yeah, well, it's getting funnier for us who are not British, but people who are British, it's just like that's true apathy. Like 7 leaders in like a couple of years, brother, kill me. I will not cheat on her language. Of course, I mean the
probability from the economists that the OCR is going to go up. I'm not quite as certain as they are about that, but I think we all just wait and see.
Do you think solar is a viable alternative to LNG?
Solar is certainly the way of the future for New Zealand. It's a big part of our energy future. Renewable energy is New Zealand's overall best option. Solar's one of those, offshore wind, obviously making...
I like watching European news in the morning, American news in the mid-afternoon, New Zealand news in the evening. Yeah, that's fair enough, too. It's also a time zone thing, right? So for us, it filters like that. But yeah. But yeah, like, for example, early in the stream, I like doing New Zealand news, and then some of my European chatters come in, and I like to do European stuff and American stuff after that. It's because of head trauma.
Best use of our hydro lakes, geothermal energy. We have much better options than expensive imported gas.
Oh no, I got funnier for the Brits too. Farage is fun. Yeah, no, I've seen a little bit of that. I need to check up on it, what Farage did, because I'm not too sure. But like to be fair, this is a long time coming. Like, how do you, as a single man, lead the charge for Brexit, which destroys the country, and still stay politically relevant? Like, I was gonna crash the fuck out if Brits didn't realize sooner or later.
But this is not seen as a straight swap out for LNG. The money we're repurposing, and we're talking about there, is the money the government has said they're going to give as subsidy.
Yeah, so after this video, I'm going to do a bit of a policy analysis on the policy they're talking about right now. It'll be like 5-10 minutes, nothing too big. And then we're going to watch something on one of the a new Italian far-right guy on TLDR News. It's a very good European news channel. We're going to bite to some British stuff too, because I want to catch up with this Farage news, because I've heard he had a massive fumble.
For renewing oil and gas exploration in New Zealand. We know that we have to make sure that we've got storage for the
Guy does bin face for MP. That's some elite ball knowledge right there.
times when the sun doesn't shine and the rain doesn't fall and the wind doesn't blow. And we certainly are thinking about alternatives.
I think we should have kept our currency. Well, again, like, Brexit had many stages, but like, your country decided to just bulldoze its way into like economic disaster. Like, you could have kept the pound and still stayed within like the customs union, like the common market. That could have been done. Like, the Norwegians do this, I think the Swiss do this. But like, you guys decided to just like hit your head with a fucking shovel.
Anything else? That's it. Thank you, everybody. Oh, can I also just thank Jared, our homeowner, who's very helpfully and kindly lent us his backdrop. Right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hipkins.
It's funny that there's more like part he founded in Italy and in the post-fascist party currently leading to Italy right now. Yeah. and face might actually become empty because of Farage. Just fuck up. I blame Maggie, Milky, Thatchy, Snatchy. All right, let's quickly do some policy analysis, and then we'll move on to some EU news. Like key facts. Nothing to pay up front with 2 new governments-backed long-term low-interest finance options repaid from savings on your own power bill. No lock-in. Repay the loan early at any time. Kickstart subsidy up to $3,000 for low and middle-income homeowners and renters. Plug-in solar panels for renting, saving up to $400 a year for paying themselves in 4 or 5 years. Fair pay. Power you share. Fair time of use rates when you export power to the grid. $30 million in community battery funds and neighborhood share benefits with or without panels in there. Oh, based! That's based. Meant to say I'm more right-wing party than... Yeah, Maloney's party, yeah. ICA provides free independent advice as a one-stop shop to help households with system selection, solar quotes, and financing matching. $160 million funded over 4 years by repurposing the government's gas security fund. Based! Alright, let's just quickly copy all this so I can put it in my notes. Politics. Where's Labour's policies? Labour MP, Labour policies. Solar program. Nigel Farage has resigned as an MP to delay the parliamentary investigation into his... Oh, awesome. Alright, I see. Alright, we'll definitely watch that then, because I want to see him chimping out on that. I might get a Steam Deck. By the way, only for us, did you have news question about Italy? Alba, we'll get to that. I actually want to watch some Italian stuff once I do up this policy research. Never mind, is dead ass worth too much for stupid ass Switch knockoff? Well, cool, it felt like the Palace of Memory. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, you mean this? My notes. Why this matters, power bills are up 20% in just 2 years under Christopher Luxon's family squeezed hardest by rising bills are locked into the easiest solutions. Sunshine is the cheapest power there is. The only costly part is gear. A typical solar battery system costs around $20,000, which is a reach for most families. Nigel is running for in the by-election. Majority of the other parties are refusing to run in the by-election. Okay, I got you. How sort of works for you? Every other major party, Labour, Tory, Lib Dem, Greens, and Restore have refused to stand against Farage to sideline him and get him to... Yeah, definitely. Like, that guy needs to be... Like, this is very contextual, and you won't know about this, but there's a guy called Winston Peters in our government. He's basically part of our NZ MAGA movement, and he's the same. Him and his ilk have the same corruption around their parties. It's the worst shit ever, dude. These populists, I want them thrown into the fucking sun. Fun fact, single. Okay. You have a similar thing with Lunabox. He does that in his streams as well. What do you mean, Simon, by that? A loner box, sorry. Yeah, well, Obsidian, if... I actually, because, I watch Destiny's content on and off, and this is, a note tool he uses for a lot of his research, and it's very good, because, I used to do notes on my notepad on my phone, and I would lose track of my notes, but this is, a very easy way of understanding where my notes are going. And it's just so helpful. But yeah, Lonerbox, because I think Lonerbox got it off either Destiny 2 or because Obsidian is just a very good tool, generally speaking. I don't know how to spell genuinely what is there to make. Yeah, it's just populism slop. It's sloppyism. That's literally it. It's all rhetoric shit. Whatever NZ First says over here, it's literally copy pasted from MAGA, but they just replace the word America with New Zealand. It's the most brain dead shit ever. Whatever your situation, so to say, if you own your home, 2 long-term low-interest loans up front. Farage right now is stuck in a fork. Either he wins back the seat, he gave up and gets investigated for corruption, or headline. Yeah, again, I'm so happy that motherfucker's been thrown into the fucking sun. Yeah, the Palace of Memory is a strategy for keep in mind stuff. Basically, you create in your hands fake house where you example, take information and you put in the inside shelf, and after that you put it back. Okay. It's all your inside is universal, right? Okay, got you. So okay, politics. Labour MPs, Labour policies. Solar program. This. If you get started. If you rent your home. Like NZ MAGA. How do you even say it? Yeah. No, it's called New Zealand First is the party. Plus, I'm hoping for Count Binface. It'll be so fucking funny. I'm praying for the Binface sweep. True. No, I mean you say about yeah. Okay. 2-panel kit. If you don't put panels. If you're unsure Eka, I know what Eka is, so don't have to go too far into that. Shared power for the whole neighborhood. Communities' batteries are allowed to work. Local solar. Alright, cool. I think those are the main notes we need to actually like take, and we can read over these because I think that's how the application works. I have used the slogan "Making in New Zealand First" again, and I do have the occasional black hats. I like the idea of the community, but yeah, the community batteries is because like the big problem with a lot of green tech is literally just battery tech. Like it's really like EVs are going to be behind for a while, even with the Chinese shit. I think hybrids are going to be the future for the next 30, 40 years when it comes to like decarbonizing the transport sector, or at least the private.
So on. Currently, plug-in systems aren't legal in New Zealand. Why is that?
Well, that's a question for the current government. I understand that they've suddenly, in the last sort of 12 hours since they found out we were making this announcement, expressed an interest in plug-in solar. The real question is why they haven't done that in the last 2.5 years. The technology here has evolved a lot. There are now good, safe options. Other countries around the world are rapidly changing their rules to allow for plug-in solar, and we think we should do the same in New Zealand. Otherwise, we're just going to get left behind here. The plug-in solar options that are available are cheap. They can be brought into the country in big quantities reasonably quickly if we allow them. The reason we don't have them in New Zealand at the moment is the rules don't allow them.
Because the rules are pretty complicated, aren't they? Like I was looking them up this morning and I thought, it just all went over my head. But they're basically, you can't just plug something into the power grid. You have to get somebody to do it for you. And then there's all these kind of checks and balances, right? Just, I wouldn't want to plug something in and then my whole neighborhood lose power or something.
No, that's the thing about plug-in solar. It's ultimately just power that's going into your house. You're not feeding it back into the grid. So plugging it straight into your local, your power point means that your household benefits from that. It's not going to be generating the sort of surplus electricity that you'd be feeding back into the grid.
We haven't just taken someone else's work and put our logo on it. What you'll see is in terms of the residential assistance scheme, it's one component, but we've been thinking far more broadly. How can we work with the lines companies? What can we do to broaden the finance options that are available to people? But fundamentally, how do we get more people to have solar? What we don't want to see is a whole group of New Zealanders who need the savings the most locked out of this, and we've worked really hard to think about the issues around how do we help renters and how do we help some of the people that struggle the most with their power bills. This is fundamentally different than what National is offering.
What's a community battery fund? This sounds like something that would require me to talk to my neighbours.
No, a community battery fund, they tend to be local community organisations. So if a local marae, for example, could install a community battery, which potentially means everybody can benefit from that through lower power bills. But then everybody doesn't need to install their own batteries. They can basically, it's like a group scheme that allows everybody to benefit.
Right. Would that require, Karen down the road to put on her fire warden hat and organise this and get all of the community around? Would I have to attend some kind of battery meeting every month or something?
Well, generally, they're organised by existing community organisations. So MRI is a good example. There's an existing community organisation. They're well connected to its community. That could be a focal point for a community battery. There are successful schemes operating in other countries around the world. And some of our more isolated communities, community batteries could be transformational, because as electricity demand goes up, in some of those more isolated communities, the big constraint they've got is getting the electricity into those communities, because they're having to significantly upgrade their lines in order to get more electricity in. A community battery, particularly when connected with a whole lot of solar panels, can help to reduce that expense for those communities, bearing in mind when your lines all get upgraded so that you can get more electricity, everyone ends up paying for that through their lines charges on their electricity bill. So one of the reasons we want lines companies more involved in installing solar and batteries is it can actually reduce the amount of money they have to spend on adding capacity to the lines.
Right, so I'm just thinking far too Auckland centric, basically. That's my bad. In terms of other ideas, why not do something like changing how gentailers charge customers, or rebates or extended support and those kind of things?
Well, we want to do that as well. I think time of use charging, and in particular for those with solar panels and batteries, could be really transformational for them as well. So at the moment, for many people who have solar, if they're selling their surplus solar back into the grid, they're only getting 12, 17 cents a kilowatt for feeding that back into the grid. Whereas if there was peak charging for that, you could be selling it back at 50 cents a kilowatt. And that means it's going to be much more sensible for you to install a battery, save your solar energy during the day, and sell it back at peak times back into the grid. And you can make a lot more money off doing that. So time of use pricing is something that I think just needs to happen. And there are ways that the government can do that. And that's certainly something we'd be pursuing back in government as well, because it'll just change the dynamics for those people who are putting solar and batteries in. It means that they can make more money out of their surplus, which means they're going to be paying those companies less for the electricity they do need to draw down off the grid.
Do we need to break up the big gentailers?
I'm leaving that option on the table. We haven't announced our electricity competition policy today. We've announced our solar policy. But certainly there is a need for more competition in the electricity market in New Zealand.
That's true.
It's clear that those 4 big gentailers have been making a lot of money basically by constraining the supply of electricity
Holy
that's being
king.
generated.
He gets it. He gets it. I had this conversation with C. Bernie, I think like 2 streams ago. But yeah, no, this is the problem. Is utility. You can't get it out of these companies like that.
That means that the market's not operating in the way that it should, and I think we need to leave all options on the table, including, the operational and retail separation of those gentailers.
Consumer NZ reported that in the year to April 2026, you've probably seen these figures, a quarter of households struggled to pay their power bills. More than 30,000 households had their power disconnected because they couldn't afford to pay them. And 1 in 10, I think, borrowed. They took out a loan to actually pay their power bills. How will switching to solar or plugging in a solar panel help these households?
Solar Saver means you'll be able to start getting the benefits straight away, and you'll be saving more than you're paying to repay the cost
The
of
idea is
solar
cost
installation.
relief, because obviously solar, it's free energy practically, minus the setup. And the idea is just like taking out the burden of the power cost basically from the average person.
Over time. So for every dollar that you save, you'll be paying less than $1 in terms of the repayment cost. So what that means is your power bill overall on a monthly basis is going to come down, even if it takes you several years to pay back the solar installation. Even including the cost of repayments, your power bill will still be lower.
But it will take 12 months to get up and running. So presumably next winter, Kiwis will be paying the same high fees that they're paying now.
Oh, we want to get it up and running as quickly as we can. We've said that 12 months is what we're allowing for that. If we can do it quicker, of course, we will. But I don't want to create an expectation that we can't meet. Solar's not going to be the answer for everybody as well. There'll be other options for other families. In some cases, home insulation is still a really good option to reduce people's power bills if they're in an uninsulated.
Sneak peek at Minecraft stream. I actually might deadass play some Minecraft, but I'm really waiting for the realm to get like up and at 'em. But it'll just be me, and that'll be kind of boring if it's just me. Let me actually to my friend actually. See how he responds. Can I join? Able with chat. It depends, because it depends how many people want to join. Because if there are like slots open, I'll let you know. But you're a bit of a Nintendo chud, so I don't know if it'll be possible. It should be.
House. So there's a range of different things that we can do that will help households with their bills.
What's the biggest thing that people out on the street, I'm assuming that you're in full election mode, well, not full, but you've been talking to people out on the ground and stuff. What are they most concerned about at the moment?
Undoubtedly, number one issue for everybody is cost of living, and cost of energy is one of the biggest contributors to that. So whether it's the cost of
your utility bills,
getting your
water,
car
power,
either fueled up or charged up, and the cost of paying your power bill. So cost of living, number one.
Install Jersmink. It's a mod that allows Bedrock and Java to cross buff. Like I'll see if I can be bothered to do that, but I'm a big Java chud.
Issue for just about
Java.
everybody. Jobs and uncertainty around jobs is pretty high on the people's list as well. And then healthcare would come in third after those two things.
When will you be announcing more kind of energy saving, cost cutting measures?
We've announced a number of really pragmatic things that'll help to save households money already. So 3 free doctor's visits will help to save money for a lot of families. Making maternity scans free, certainly going to save money for those who are...
I better because I stole it from my 4-year-old cousin. He knows nothing. But brother, you have like a whole ass job. How can you not afford fucking anything? You don't have a PC. You don't have Minecraft. Like, brother, come on.
Having children. Capping public transport fares, big for much of your viewership in Auckland. Capping public transport fares at $20 a week in Auckland, that'll be really quite a significant saving for those households that are using public transport every day to get around. So
I put money into my child's college fund. Okay, you know what? I take it back. That's based and respectable. He'll be sent to the best university. Okay, that's actually like wholesome as fuck.
Make a practical difference to families. Government can't solve the cost of living crisis just by waving a magic wand. You got to focus on the things that you can do that'll make a difference to people.
And for single childless people?
Well, single childless people who use public transport, they're going to benefit from the public transport fare caps. They're going to benefit when they go to the doctor for the, free cervical screening, free prescriptions. They'll benefit from all of those things as well.
Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Thanks very much. Good to
That's why I got no money. You know what? Fair enough. I'm as invested in your child's future as you are.
talk to you.
It's pretty fucking epic, wall. Pretty fucking epic, dude.
Tim, it's 2 o'clock. We are waiting for a statement from Nigel Farage, the Reform UK leader, on his political future. Let's listen.
All right, I'm back. Can't watch Cubes fighting, bro. Left meat. I think the UK needs better schools. How does your schooling system work? Is it like is it based on your like different districts, or like is it completely like national funded, national like led kind of stuff?
To what he's got to say.
I have done nothing wrong. I have not broken the law in any way at all. I have not misused public money. And you know, for the first 2 years of being an MP, my personal MP expenses are zero. Not, of course, that you'll read about that in mainstream media. And yes,
I think it's district dependent. Okay, like is it for like funding or for like curriculum or both?
of course, Parliament has its rules about how members ought to behave. And I believe I've absolutely obeyed those rules and done so under getting good legal
I think
advice.
both. Okay.
Business confidence is the lowest it's now been for 16 years. And I speak to you from a capital city where men can't wear watches and women can't wear jewelry.
It's mostly curriculum. I think over here in New Zealand, it's the curriculum is national. And so is the funding. It's both. We have a very centralized government, and honestly, it's a bad thing. Like, it should be that the funding is local, but maybe like the curriculum is like standardized. But yeah.
Jewelry on the street. Britain is broken, and the public know it, and we need change. Now, the issue with my daughter was the final straw. Enough is enough. And I thought over the weekend, what shall I do? I could go out and try and make some real big money. I could go to the USA, where I've got plenty of offers.
Didn't Nigel Farage literally like exile himself in the USA for a while? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he did that, didn't he? I think in poor areas it should be national but wealthy district. Yeah, maybe. That's how private schools exist. I remember it was a big story. I think he like exiled himself to the US for a while, and he was shit posting like white supremacist talking points and shit. Was fucking hilarious.
And then I thought, why should I be judged today or in history in the future by Sky News and their ilk? Why should
People in Napoleon
they be the people that decide my fate when, as I repeat, I've done nothing wrong? I've thought about it hard, and I've decided today I will resign as a Member of Parliament for Clacton-on-Sea, thereby forcing a by-election, which would happen, I hope, in short order. No, I've decided that the people of Clacton should be the judges of my actions. This will be...
Those flags are fucking bothering me. The British flag. Why?
a people versus...
Like, why is it blue, blackish, green? You might just be colorblind, my friend. I don't see that.
The establishment by-election. It's a chance to stick two fingers up to the entire establishment, to frankly tell them where to go. And that is why I will be putting my name forward to...
Yeah, I know what the British flag looks like, but it's like... It's navy blue, but not that dark. It might just be the lighting. The lighting in the studio might be just dog shit. Also, amazing frame to pause at.
Stand in this by-election. I will fight to win. I will fight to continue the political revolution.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna when I go through the stream later on, I'm gonna screenshot it.
The voters of Clacton. If I win, you win, because if I lose, they win, and we will never, with the two old parties, get the type of fundamental change that we need to fix broken Britain.
I will actually, yeah.
Well, Tim, it took him 20 minutes to get there, flanked by two Union flags, looking very statesmanlike, I thought. Nigel Farage, at the end of a diatribe about the state of Britain, the establishment plot to unseat him, and his deep frustration with how he's been treated by the media, most notably Sky News. He's announced he's resigning as the MP for Clacton-on-Sea to force a by-election that he then intends to stand in, so that he can basically turn around to the political establishment, two-fingered salute. The public has chosen me, not you, and this is how I intend to...
Also, if Farage somehow wins the by-election, the British government should go, oh, that's so awesome. Anyways, your corruption, by the way, and should relitigate the scandal. Like, don't give up. Just because you won the election doesn't give you the right to break laws, okay? So just relitigate the same shit and watch them squirm.
Proceed in my quest on Downing Street.
He said he could walk away. I could go to the United States, he says.
Yes.
He says he's had plenty of offers. But by running in Clacton, what is he doing? He's giving us another Makerfield. Makerfield was a test of Andy Burnham. This will be a test of Nigel Farage. And it means that when Burnham enters office, the country's eyes will all instead be on Clacton and whether or not reform can hold onto the seat, which I suspect it will. Now, there are two questions here. Is one, will this help reform nationally, or would it look like a complete destruction? Or two, will this actually solve the problem of the potential investigation of Nigel Farage for the donations given to him? We'll come back to that in a moment. First of all, the speech itself, I was making notes while we were going through it.
Sure.
Very interesting. As you say, I thought the style was almost prime ministerial.
Yes.
He was
presidential.
There was a, shall we say, a cold feel.
Your nation is so cocked that, like, the best, like, kind of speech thing, this guy said prime ministerial, and then she went presidential even. You guys are so cocked. The Yankee world order rules.
There,
Yes.
but it never quite boiled to the surface. He talked about getting elected in 2024. He said he had some reluctance about getting back into national politics. Nonetheless, he said, I really enjoyed the job of being an MP. That was the first hint that he might not be an MP anymore. We looked at each other at that point. I think we were both thinking, why is that in the past tense? He points out the reform has been very popular. For 350 opinion polls in a row, it has maintained a lead. But he says the establishment is trying to bring me down by foul means. And he links this really to three separate areas. One, the cancellation of elections. This is local elections, which the government, in collusion with the Tories, he said, tries to deprive people of a vote. Secondly, attacks upon our donors by labelling them as foreign interference. And thirdly, by all these attacks upon himself, which he says amounts to almost inciting people to go after him,
Yes.
while at the same time removing his security.
Just to go in on that, there's a particular example of what he describes as completely unacceptable behaviour by Sky News. Now, people might want to think, are you singling out Sky News because it's the main rival to GB News, which is one of your employers? Put that to one side. We saw some footage earlier of him at an airport. He's just been in America with Donald Trump celebrating July the 4th, met with JD Vance there, has posted an image in the Oval Office once again of him with the Donald. He's come
With the
back, he's
Donald.
landed, and he's had a right go at a Sky News cameraman, basically saying that apparently they besieged his daughter's house. It's totally unacceptable to get my family involved, and that's the final straw.
Mr. Farage, Sky News, was it a mistake not to declare the gifts from George Cottrell, sir?
You tell your bosses you harass my family anymore, and I'll take the serious consequences. That's what your organisation has done this morning. Go away.
Was it a mistake not to declare the gifts, sir?
Did you not hear me? You have broken all the rules, Leveson and everything else. Cut.
So for him, this is quite personal. He feels that his family should not be subjected to intrusion on the basis of what he chooses to do for a living. And incidentally, it's interesting to see him list Leveson. Normally people on the right are quite anti-Leveson because they think it's too much press regulation and oversight.
Yes.
This is happening, of course, on a very busy news day because this has happened at the moment that Prince Harry has lost his £50 million claim against the Mail newspaper group for invasion of privacy. So just lock that in the head. But the point is, I think people will have sympathy with a politician of his recognition, his status, saying, don't bring my kids into this. Okay, albeit grown-up children. But I don't think the press should be outside the door of one of Farage's daughters.
If it's correct, it happens somewhat inadvertently because what he's saying is that the Sunday Times, with its investigation by Gabriel Pogrund, who, as Nigel Farage pointed out, has previously said publicly that he despises Nigel Farage.
Yeah, he posted that on X.
Nonetheless, by the way, journalists can dislike a politician and still write fairly about
it's
them
free
because
speech.
they're still governed by IPSO and other rules around.
Like, believe it or not, free speech isn't just there to like make it so you can say racist things like with impunity. It's there to like protect speech. But you know, who cares?
The law of the land.
How you report, and you're governed by the law of the land. But the Times put out photographs of Farage, where Farage lives, and it seems that one of these properties is in fact where his daughter lives, and he alleges that the Sky News then turned up. So it may not have been their intention to harass his daughter or harangue his daughter, but that seems to have been what happened. Now, he also brought up again the question of the £5 million donation and what was that for. He did not mention, this is interesting, he did not bring up the stuff about posh George Cotterill and the donations that may have gone to Nigel Farage in the 12 months prior to his election. Again, we'll come back to that because it's a detail, but it's a very important one. But he mentioned the £5 million. What has this money gone on? He still won't actually say, this is where the money has been spent or it's sitting in an account.
But
Instead, he's saying it is meant for my security. And he gives us an example of the kind of threat against him. He says that he was in a local pub in Kent and a mob of 30 people showed up. He went to his car, they surrounded it, pushed and kicked it so badly that the car had to be written off. And he also points out that in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination, the Home Office actually withdrew 70% of the funding for his security.
So he's justifying it by...
So from his point of view, left-wing parties, the Labour Party and the Tory Party, have on the one hand put a target on his back by saying this man represents a force of hate bankrolled by Russia, and then at the same time they've taken away the money he needs to defend himself, so he's saying this is why I'm receiving money from people.
And he used the word unconditional to describe that £5 million from the crypto billionaire. And that then doubles down on his earlier claim when he did a broadcast round saying it's none of your business how I spent it. If it's unconditional, although some of it's going on security, he's trying to reiterate the point that he could spend that money on what he likes. He made the example, didn't he, of I could spend it on Ferraris if I wanted to. I thought it was quite clever. And again, this is so Faragian to like appeal to the man in the pub by saying, I went through a period in my career where I left the city where I was making quite good money to campaign for Brexit. I was a member of the European Parliament, doesn't pay comparatively that well to the city, although the common man...
It still pays very well, and its allowances are particularly
generous. Okay, but whatever. He said that basically he lost out on a lot of earnings because he dedicated his life to politics. He obviously takes credit for the referendum result in 2016, and I think we can agree with the statement that it would not have happened without him. Yes, others were involved, but he is the ultimate Mr. Brexit. That's a fact. And he said, why are people uncomfortable with the fact that in the last decade, I have made quite a good deal of money? Now, he's trying to make the point and separate himself from the reform operation in the years and months leading up to him standing in Clacton, isn't he? He's trying to say, in that period, I was on the speech circuit, I was on the sort of rubber chicken circuit, so to speak. I was giving lectures, I was broadcasting, I was writing. I was a social media influencer with 7 million followers.
I
mean, he
sounds like in unison
and stuff for Cammy and things. For fair enough.
Yes.
So he's trying to say really that he wasn't in politics at all up until the point that he declared his candidacy.
Yes, and he said, do we want leaders who make no money? In other words, contrasting himself with Labour ministers who have no experience of the private sector. But I think, I'm sorry, I understand the argument about the threat to his security, and I'm very sympathetic about the idea that the establishment is ganging up on him. I think it unquestionably is. But he's conflating two different things. The question of personal earnings, about which I don't believe there's any controversy, and the question of donations of cash or in kind to him. Those are two different things. And on the latter thing, the question here is what he received in the 12 months prior to becoming an MP. And whether or not he declared it. The fact of receiving it itself is not necessarily a problem. It's whether or not he properly declared it. Now note that he said, again, this was a very lawyerly speech. Some people have compared it to Nixon's Chequers speech in 1952 when he was trying to save his spot on the Republican nomination, and he went through a list of all the donations he had received and finally said, the one thing we're going to keep is this little dog called Chequers, right? But he said, I have not broken the law, and then he separately discussed the rules of Parliament. Now, if it were judged that he had broken the rules of Parliament by receiving money and not declaring it properly, then he could be suspended for 30 days, and that could trigger a recall and a by-election in Clacton. So some people would say that what Nigel Farage is actually trying to do here is get ahead of that
Ahead of the game, yeah.
by holding a by-election in advance.
Now that's significant because when we were at the Spectator Party last week, the talk of the party was this idea that people were gearing up for a by-election in Clacton. Now that could be because...
And that was the opposition who were gearing up for it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Now that rumour sort of circulated among the event, and then people were trying to weigh it up. Well, did it mean, A, that the commissioner was minded to suspend him for a period long enough to engender a recall petition? Was it because Farage himself has had enough and is going to stand down? What's that all about? He has taken the wind out of the sails of the investigation because there is no sanction now that he can be slapped with that he hasn't already preempted.
Ah, but you say that. And this is the thing. If I refer to the House of Commons procedural protocol in respect of the Code of Conduct, it says, if Parliament is dissolved or the member otherwise ceases to be a member while an investigation is in progress, the Commissioner will suspend their investigation until the member is re-elected. If the member is not returned to Parliament, the Commissioner will decide if it is appropriate and proportionate to resume their investigation. So presumably, the investigation would be suspended until after the Clacton by-election. So my reading of this, and I'm happy to be contradicted. So he's triggered this by-election. Let's say there's an investigation begun into him. It doesn't go away because he's left Parliament and then being re-elected. Theoretically, the investigation just picks up from where it let off when he is re-elected.
There's a precedent for this. Owen Paterson stood down. He continued to be investigated, not just for months, but for years.
Right.
And having said that, doesn't it nullify any concerns that the Reform Party might have about anything that was given, cash, a benefit in kind, help in any way that could be deemed to have influenced him as a parliamentarian? If you resign, don't you start the clock again on the 12-month period? I mean, I know it's technical.
No, that would make sense, in which case, but then we're 12 months from 2023, and I suppose he's probably been reporting correctly in that time and would report correctly from now on.
Sure.
Either way, I don't think this is quite the get away from the investigation that perhaps it's intended to be.
Get out of jail free card.
Well, and of course he's not in jail, and we must be careful about this because no, I know, but the man might not have broken any rules at all.
That's right.
But what he's trying to do, and okay, we discussed this yesterday, and it's worth remembering. In 2021, after he had lost the presidential election, not that he accepts that he did, Donald Trump's career went into something of a decline. Ron DeSantis emerged in Florida. People were talking about maybe the time has passed on Donald Trump. One thing that revived Donald Trump's career were the investigations into him. While this was all going on, a court has ruled in France that Marine Le Pen is going to be subject to house arrest. It's kind of bizarre. But she will be allowed to run in the presidential election.
She just have to do it from home.
Well, no, but it'll end before that period. So my point is, this is part of a pattern of the left trying to defeat the right through the courts or through investigative committees. And I'm not sure it works.
It might embolden him. I mean, even if the opposition parties throw everything at Clacton-on-Sea, he has so much local celebrity.
Absolutely.
He's going to increase his majority and then be able to turn around to the country, as you said, you made the point right at the beginning of this, and do an Andy Burnham, do a Makerfield, and say that Clacton maketh the man, whereas Makerfield maketh the Prime Minister, Clacton-on-Sea maketh the future Prime Minister. If only you would come with me, and I will give you back your country.
Oh, hope in every heart, growth in every postcode.
Standing on the White Cliffs of Dover, presumably.
Or it could be that, as when David Davis, in about 2008, triggered a by-election on the issue of ID cards and civil liberties, which he won very easily, everyone just regarded it as a big waste of money. We knew you were going to win that seat. It's a safe Tory seat. Some people in Clacton might be annoyed at the public expense and that they're being forced to the polls. There's part of me thinking it might have been better for him to have been forced into a by-election, so he can say to people, they have tried to actually remove your MP, rather than him triggering one. And some people will be speculating, is that because he really is guilty of something and he knows he's guilty of it, and so again he's hoping to get ahead of the committee by going now?
But just to finish on the more macro picture when it comes to the political future of Nigel Farage, those who were quietly whispering...
Anything else bored after watching this? All right. Belly. I'm going to give you the best responsibility. Give me something to react to, or a game you want me to play, but it can't have animals in it. That's the... Animals or insects or whatever. All right? No, none of those, okay? There you go. I've given you the mandate.
Is he standing down? Is he standing down? Do not quite understand the man, or indeed the politician that he is, do they? Why would he have...
Play Wordle. I'm guessing this is what you want me to do, right? All right, cool. We'll first finish this video off, and then we'll do that.
Got to this point, and as you said, be leading in 350 of the latest opinion polls as far as reform is concerned, and suddenly quit.
Yes.
Because people were citing personal reasons, and maybe he's doing this, and maybe he's doing that. And
I know it's Taiwan, I'm not stupid.
But this is a massive doubling down. I mean, that statement did remind me of the presser that we were both in when he announced not only that he was standing for Clacton, but that he was taking on the helm
Okay, we get it.
of reform.
Brett Bongers or whatever. Okay, let's do this. That's crazy. Next round. China. Philippines. Japan. I'm so good at this. Could you name the capital city? It's like Taipei, isn't it? New Taipei? Awesome. What's the capital city of Taiwan? Fuck. Fuck, what is it? It's like at the top of my head. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's just Taipei. Unknown city, also, mate. Am I spelling it wrong? Oh, P-E-I. Yeah, awesome. Just fucking, yeah, kill me, dude. Can you guess where? It's right here. Yeah, nice round. What direction is Tokyo from Taipei? Like, give or take. This? That was close. How far is it from Taipei? This is a bit hard. Is 15,000 km. It's 12. 15 km a minute. Fuck! Can you use the flag of Taiwan? It's easy. Which one of these facts is true about Taiwan? Bottom 20 population. Observes daylight saving time. That's so good, man. The drink with chewy tapioca pearl. Oh, this is fucking boba tea or whatever, right? Bubble tea, yeah. From 1985. Oh, sorry, from 1895 until the end of World War II. In 1945, Taiwan was governed as a colony of Japan. Can you guess which landmark is in Taiwan? Is that this thing or this thing? It was that? That's crazy. Can you guess what the above landmark Taiwan's called? I have no clue, dude. Chiang Kai-shek, you know what? I'm gonna, yeah, there we go. I guess the national emblem of Taiwan is this one, right? Yeah, the Kuomintang. What's the two most spoken languages in Taiwan? Yeah, there you go. What is the per capita GDP in US dollars of Taiwan? It's pretty high. I would think like 60 and 90. 40 to 60. 40 to 60. Yeah. Among Taiwan and its neighbors, which has the highest GDP per capita? Maybe Japan. Oh no, Taiwan's number one. Damn. What is the estimated population of Taiwan? Fuck, it's just a little bigger than 15 mil. What are the currency used in thing? I'm gonna guess KIP because I've never heard. Or won. Where have I heard the term won before? Dollar based. Seem to drag the city in their positions. One is correct. Oh, that's where. Oh, fuck me. I was like, I swear I've heard the word one before. Wait, what is this? Oh, how many millions of people are there? I'm just gonna guess Taipei, Taichung, New Taipei, Kaohsiung. Fucking hilarious. Which country has the largest surface area? It'd be Taiwan. Come on. Let's view the game summary. That's so awesome. Alright, what do you want me to do now? You don't know? Let me see if there's anything I actually want to do in the meantime. I just wanted to play Wordle. There's a couple of games out of my head that I want to play. Just in the meantime, before I want to get back into politics. It's a pretty cool game. It's got a pretty good art style, but it's kind of old. Where is it? Like Kingdom something. Yeah, Kingdom New Lands. That's a game I want to play. I don't know if you've heard of it, Billy, but pretty freaking epic game. Hmm. I'm gonna do Minecraft. That's something I can do. Yeah, fuck it, we're playing Minecraft. And you can't stop me. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll do some Minecraft for a bit. And I'll wait. Because I think around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, all the Europeans start waking up. Who are you? I wake up super early. Yeah, like I think Lou, who's from Monaco, she comes on at like 8 p.m. at my time. I don't know what time that is for you guys. I think actually, well, I say she does it late, but to be fair, it's probably like 8 a.m. to like 10 a.m. where you guys are. Blah, 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 blah. I come around at 5, yeah. This guy. Five hours after midnight. What is your sleep schedule like? Do you got like a full like military style sleep schedule? Yes, I do. Okay. How the fuck do we borderless? Whatever. I feel Stu. Where the fuck is the? Can I join this or this solo? I want to do a solo one. I don't know. The problem is like I would really love to do Realms because I want to get some mates involved, but like no one is showing interest. I might just do a solo. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it so far. How the fuck do I put on borderless? Am I stupid? I do the side. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's borderless. How's that? We have an interest. The problem is, this is on Java, and I'm not downloading a mod to let Bedrock chuds in, okay? It is a complete vanilla run. Hmm. The mod don't affect gameplay. Trust I have friends use it. But I can't be bothered though. Why can't you just buy the Java edition? Come on, you can't be that broke. I refuse to believe you're that much of a brokey. Because I don't have a PC, this fucking guy. Hmm. The problem is I don't even think it'll work in general because like the problem is Realms is very much like a Microsoft thing. Because I'm not just setting up like a multiplayer server, I'm specifically using the Realms like thing. I remember cross-platform exists. Okay. Oh, this is something I want to ask. Is large biomes like gonna fuck up the world, or does it literally just make biomes larger? All right, cool. I'll put large biomes on because I want a pretty good thing. It might make some faulty generations, but that's no problem. Okay. All right, I can add you to the players list. I said put your username in chat, and I'll invite you in. All right, I'm pretty sure cross-platform is not here. It's over. All right, let's just get it going. Oh, with a capital? Oh, kill me, dude. Hey, wait. Yep. Classic. You don't exist. Believe it or not. what you can do if you go into a Minecraft world by yourself, because like we noticed this too, that your username and your in-game player name are different. So go into like a single player world, type something in the in-game chat, and it will come up with your like username in the chat to see maybe your shit might be different. It's loading. Okay, you're just fucked. What the fuck am I? Oh, I'm in the jungle. Let's go. Okay, turns out it doesn't. You need guys there. Okay. Music. The music a little bit low. I'm trying to see what I want to. What's my MC username? How do you? There you go. Bailed friend. Okay. Owie. Okay, I can see it again? What does it even mean? Look at the only sheep here. Oh, here another one. Where is this fucker? I'm schizoing it. What the fuck is this thing? I'm losing my fucking mind. You're using him again? I'm using the built-in friend. There you go. As if you're friend someone you can join worlds. Okay. I'm actually losing my mind. What the fuck is this sheep, dude? I hear no sheep. There was a sheep somewhere here. I swear I heard. I'm not going insane. Nope, that's classic. There you go. I'm a fucking monster hunter. Oh, freaking nether portal, bro. The nether portal. I think it's the nether portal, see if there's anything there. I see a single chest. Nope, no chest. Oh, here we go. Lodestone, nice. I'll about the phone still, why not? Ow. Alright, I'm gonna go this way. Guys, I'll play and drive in the other direction. The fire burnt the chest? No. Oh, we got it. Oop. I'll do options, video settings. Wait, change Twitch category. Why? I'm on Minecraft. I just back for the mainstream media. I think I'm playing Minecraft right now. We're gonna hop back into politics in maybe like give or take an hour or two. take a bit of a break for myself, you know. It still says politics, really? It's on Minecraft. Look, I changed it. I don't know what. I don't know why it still says politics. Okay, I just had to refresh, okay. Nope, that's that done. Alright, let's hold up here for the night. So this spooky little cave. That should be pretty good. Where's the coal? Cool, dead end. You know, I was thinking, should I make like a cave base or should I make like an above ground base? because I'm a big dwarf. I love just like sitting inside doing nothing. But because I'm also a dog shit builder, so I usually do cave bases. Oh. Oh, there you go, got it. There you go. Gotcha. Is multiplayer checked on? It should be. I'm on a realm, for fuck's sake. Should be on. Then it says you're only playing in their launcher. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just it's an incompatibility thing because you're on Bedrock or whatever, and Chudrock. Probably shouldn't go outside. It's still midnight. No, okay. Yeah, but I'm only gonna play Minecraft until like 8 o'clock. It was just like a little short thing to do. I do want to get back to the main content. I hate the fact that I'm a Bedrock user. you're a proud Chudrock player. Yeah, fuck it. Let's be a little risky. Which way was the plane? I think it's this way. I think if it's not a realm and a standard multiplayer, so I might be able to join. Yeah, maybe, but as I said, I can't bother doing all that shit. Like, it's just gonna be like a small, like, tight-knit thing for the people I know IRL. That was the whole point. I kind of want to just low-key play Minecraft, so. Oh, fuck. Come on, here we go. Nice. Nope. I hear that. Alright, cool, we made it up. Alright, we're gonna wait for day to pass, and then I'm gonna go over here, see what's happening. Actually, I could probably craft. Why did I do that? I should already craft a boat. Just get around, you know. So, how's your guys' day been? Any plans other than watching me? The sun. You know, I'm already thinking about, because like every time I play one of these worlds, I'm a shit builder, but I always try to build above. What I might do, actually, I might do an underground base this time around, because I haven't done one for a long time. And I've been feeling an underground base, like in the bottom of my day. You know, from the bottom of my day, I've been wanting to build an underground base. Or tall. You know, let's just go in this direction, see where it takes us. Jesus Christ, there's no end to the ocean. Call me James Cook, okay? I'm gonna find Aotearoa in New Zealand. I'm on a journey. We just left England. Well, good that I'm leaving England. There should be a chest down here, no? Leave me alone! Uh-oh. Hmm? Look at this guy. Oh, a swag. Holy shit, dude, there's so much ocean. Is it like a sand structure or is it actually something? I can't tell. That's a big biome? What's a big biome? I can't... Like, technically the ocean is a biome, yeah. Oh, holy, okay, there's a lot of these fuckers here. It's over. It's so over. Come on, come on! Okay, that was a mistake. That was a fucking mistake. I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. Oh, it's an ocean temple right there. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that thing? Nah, I'm good. I'm so good. I haven't played this game in a hot minute, so they've added some stuff that I have no clue what the fuck it is. There's an ocean temple right there. Not already prepared though. Not as one of those Nautilus shell things. You know, it makes sense that the big biomes affect the ocean, but holy dude. I've been trying to... That's another ocean temple. I need to like avoid that so I don't get the fucking mining debuff. Bro, it's Christopher Columbus. Like, for real, dude, I was... No, I'm not. Fuck, Christopher Columbus is nothing on me, bro. I'm James Cook, brother. I'm going to the opposite side of the fucking world at this point. Jesus Christ. Like, I've dead ass for even 5 minutes just been going this one direction. I swear, dude, if I find land and it's a fucking desert, I'm gonna cry. If you find desert really realistic, yeah, sure, you are, fair enough. Because it'll be Australia. True, I'll land at Australia first. Okay, the watercolor has changed. We're no longer tropical. Like, this is actually the deep ocean. We're actually in like we've left like the Mediterranean or like the Atlantic, and now we're in like the Pacific. That's the third ocean temple we've seen, by the way. Days never finish. Master gotta be working. Someday Master set me free. Dude, this is like some transcontinental fucking discovery. Holy. What's that? Alright, it's about to go nighttime. A whole Minecraft day. Just on a boat. There's the moon. Holy fuck, bro. I'm happy I brought those melons on me because I think I would actually starve to death if it wasn't for them. Dude, it cannot be this huge. Jesus Christ. Is the entire fucking Pacific. Yeah, like, dude, I'm genuinely in the Pacific Ocean right now. It's just like, but like, there's not even the small islands. It's just like land on land. Sorry, ocean on ocean. Crucify my ass for saying put on big biomes. Yeah, true. I didn't know it would. Okay, I kind of knew it would affect the oceans, but I didn't know it would be this. Wait, land ho. We found it finally. Jesus. We spent a day and a half just on a boat. And you know what the worst part is too? I'm gonna I'm just gonna kind of like discover my way around this. I guarantee you, this is just like we found the Americans. I guarantee you, this is just gonna be like a small set of things. Let me just discover a bit around. These rivers are a bit navigable. Skirt. The problem too is I don't have a bed yet, which is a big problem. I'm trying to see if I can find some sheep. Nah, nope. Alright, what we're gonna do for now, we're just gonna like wait in the river until it comes daytime, because it is like not safe for me to like get offshore. It's the natives, Billy. They're gonna kill me if I land. I was genuinely swimming through all the oceans, yeah. Like we went from the tropical like Mediterranean then into the Atlantic, and the Americas, baby. Wait, I want to see if I could just like get off the boat for a second and kill these sheep I found up here. That's you're joking, dude. Arctic, Antarctic, Indian, Pacific. Yeah, we did the whole detour. I need to kill these sheep, but like there's creepers next to them, bro. I can't like. Just fuck my chud life, bro. Come on, blow them up. Okay. Where's the sheep? Come on, come on, come on. And I only need like one more wool. Here we go, boom. Okay. Alright, we need to get back to the boat. We need to get back to the boat. We need to get back to the boat. Back to the HMS saved my life. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge. We did our little Viking raid. Okay, we're gonna go back. When the British first arrived in America and saw the natives through. Okay, holy shit, ladies. You know. And now that we actually have a bed, what I can do is we can go. I want to like discover a bit of the Americas, and now that we have a bed, we can actually sleep through it, so we don't have to like keep pausing every time we do shit. But I want to find like a suitable place I can sit down and call home. So I think what we can do now. Hey, you know what's gonna suck? I'm gonna die by some stupid shit, and like I'll spawn all the way back over there. So. Okay, we'll wait for some of these little chudheads to make 13 colonies, yeah. Okay, cool. I'm on the mainland, baby. Oh, there's a little chuddy. Wait, you think I can get a little friend? Wait. What? Oh, it's Yankee. First try, baby. I'm just that fucking good. We got ourselves a little friend. Yo, Billy Billy. This is you now. You're my bitch. This is a female dog, canonically. That is pretty good. Nice open forest. He just like me for real for the surgery. Oh, I actually wanted to ask you. You brought this up last stream. Are you actually trans, Billy Billy? If you don't mind me asking, obviously. Yes. Again, if you don't mind me asking, was it male to female or female to male? Female to male. Oh shit. So you're one of us now. You got the male privilege and everything. You did the right transition, okay? There's the hierarchy transitioning, and you got the right one. Man, he angry. Oh, that was... Yeah, this place is actually pretty good to set up base, I think. What is that thing? Oh, pumpkins. I think I might set a base here, actually, Billy Billy. Nice and flat. Access to the ocean. I could see it. The vision. Plantations. Slave plantations wherever the eye could see. Look at my sugarcane is here. Settling Virginia for real. Like, look, there's already sugarcane over here. I'm thinking maybe. I'm trying to like envision what I want to do. The problem is it's all cringe ass birch. I'm not really a birch enjoyer. Maybe I want to find like a different part of the bay that has like mostly oak. I'm a fat oak chud. Alright, oak supremacy. Pale oak is my favorite. I talk about birch. That's the only thing I can think of. And then you dappled. Okay. Nah, I've always been a big oak chud. I can never tell you why. I just always have been. It might be because I remember, man, when I used to play Minecraft when I was younger, I would, because obviously my family didn't want to buy it for me, so I would always play that 1 hour demo over and over and over and over again. And maybe that's why I have like a big like thing for oak and cobble. I'm not a big like, yeah, I don't really like the other types of wood. Pale oak is just okay, but that's right. Okay, alright, okay, I see. Okay, that's what we're doing. Oh, nice cave over here. Ah, fuck, cause like there's two things I'm kind of like thinking in my mind. Either we do an outdoors settlement, do a halal playthrough. No, I'm not Muslim. The Muslims were my oppressors, Ganju. Why would I do a halal playthrough? According to Islamic law. Owie. Do kosher Jewish. I'm not Jewish either. I'm gonna do an atheist playthrough. No religions. If I see a church in a village, I'm destroying that shit. You know, Jews as your masters anyways. They're my masters, but I'm not a Jew myself. I'm a humble goy. I would never claim to be as superior as my Jewish master. Alright. Oh. I'm so sorry. So sorry, Billy. There you go. Alright, Billy. Now, I've got the idea in my head, but I want to know. Should we do a Buddhist playthrough? True. You know what? Do Ukrainian playthrough and eat only pork with borscht. So true. Only have stews the entire game. That's so true. Should we do... Okay, I've been thinking about this, Billy. Should we have like a normal, like, cringe goy playthrough where I make like buildings or whatever? Or should we live the dwarf life? Should we go underground and have like little Hamas tunnels going everywhere? Both. Have mine shafts. Oh, you know, fair enough. What I'll do, I might start off with an underground base and then build on top of that after I kind of got my shit done. Yeah, do this one. Concern yourself with the lives of other beings, true. What I'll do, yeah, you know what, Ganju? I'm gonna live Buddha's life. I'm gonna be the most terrible human being. And then once I've set my life up, I'll reach enlightenment. I won't eat meat. I won't kill animals. That's what I'm going to do. Only kill things hostile to me. Where motherfucking cowboy guy. I think I actually might set up base here. This is a pretty good place. A lot of oak. We got a river. What else could a civilization ever want? I was thinking where exactly to set up. Ooh, ravine. A true Buddhist doesn't consume any living things, only plants maybe. But remember, Ganji, the history of the Buddha, okay? He killed people, he lived a terrible life, and then he reached nirvana. So that's what this game's gonna be. Okay, it's a cool ravine. Explore that later. Holy shit, okay. Alright, you know what? I think right here is a pretty good place to start digging. Getting our bearings. Decently flat. Good access to the river. That's pretty good. Buddha lived that life only because before him Buddhism was a thing. Yeah, I'm living this world as in like Buddhism has been created, okay? I'm gonna be the creator. I'm gonna be Gautama in this timeline. It's in my spawn point just in case I get like absolutely game ruined or something. You can't take enchantments off tools, can you? Are there any mods? No, it's just vanilla. Can you take off enchantments out of tools or nah? I don't think you can you? $1,800 playthrough. You can? Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep the mending thing then. I don't want to waste this then. With a grindstone? Okay, cool. Nice, thank you. Yeah, that's why I picked this up, because I saw the mending and I was like, I fucking need this. Let's make it on the crafting table for now here. Make myself a little bit of a stone shovel. That pig's pissing me the fuck off. I'm gonna fucking kill it. Or is it fucking pig? I'm schizoing out. Where the fuck is this pig, dude? It doesn't take that much enchantment. Okay, got you. What the fuck is this pig, dude? It's like right here, I swear. Here? It's all a horror mod if you dare. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. This game's already scary, okay? Kiwi loses his mind over Swedish blocky game in Brazil. True. This is peak globalism. Install mod Kiwi. Nope. Nope. Plus, it's not single player. It's on Realm, so like my friends will be joining this now and again whenever they have the time. That pig is driving me insane, dude. Guys, what football team are you? I'm a gooner. Oh fuck, Billy, have you seen that clip about Kirstama calling himself a gooner? Fucking peak. It's so peak. I love UK politics. That's our football team, yeah. I think, what was it, like, some people calling it a gooner? It's like, I don't know why they're calling me that. I am a gooner. It was made in the 60s, yeah, I can tell. We're all gooners. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two. How many did this? I put 2 in between. So 1, 2. Lakers NBA sounds like a secret vote for gay people to know each other, but without NBA, just Lakers. True. No, it's 2 in between. Are you guys laughing? I laughed. I remember I know a person with last name Epstein before. Was he Jewish? He probably was. Maybe 2018. I have a scene with the last. Yeah. Oh. The Namibian. Damn. I don't know. I don't need like these 10 billion thousand leaves. It's kind of put this chest here for now. Put away most of this shit. Okay, 15, 16, I need one more sand. There you go. This pig is driving me insane, dude. You might be going insane. I hear nothing, dude. I'm being serious. There's a pig. Like it keeps like snorting, and it's like getting to me. Like it's like it's like right here. I swear, and I cannot find it to save my life. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe with super gem controllers, right? Yeah, I was gonna say like maybe it makes sense. 24. Boom. Alright, just a second, I'm gonna go do something.